Testing, testing, one, two, three. Okay, we are live. Hello, YouTube, folks, peoples of all ages or whatever. Hi. We're here today to talk about some various topics, mainly one's about, hmm, it's funny. People say they don't believe in God. Well, not all people, but most people. When you say you don't believe in God, that is your opinion. You may not believe in God, but you cannot say there is no God. See, there's a difference. For one to make a bold claim, one must have substantial evidence to back up such said claim. To say there is no God, what proof do you have? Are you infinite? Do you know everything? Did you create everything from nothing? Are you eternal? And the answer to that is no, you are not. God is eternal, meaning no beginning, no end. He is, was, and always will be, meaning he predates everything. He existed before everything. See what I mean? Bold claims. But the thing is, how do we know God exists? Well, humans are distinct from animals. Animals live on instinct. Humans, humans are moral creatures, which means somebody tells us how we should live. And that did not evolve or come from said nothing. There are specifics. Let's talk about life, for example. Life did not evolve from nothing because there would be no life if there was nothing. I mean, we're conscious. That requires tremendous power to an all powerful God. Such a thing is child's play. How did man become alive? Well, we were formed from the dirt of the ground, and God breathed into the nostrils of man the breath of life, and man became a living being, or soul. So, yes, we are a soul. A soul is not a thing, a soul is our life. Without a soul, you do not exist. You do not live. You are not conscious. You're just dust. Our soul is where our emotions are, our personality, and everything that makes us us. It is also our life, our spirit, which also comes from God, by the way. Well, yeah, spirit is interesting because spirit is actually what they say. Pneuma, yes, comes from the word pneuma, which means wind. We can't see our spirit because it circulates inside of us, much like blood circulates through our blood vessels. It's an internal thing, but you don't actually see it, but it's there. It also ties in with our life. You lose your spirit, the body basically dies, the soul basically dies. Basically, the spirit energizes the body and the soul. So without the spirit, you die. Without the soul, you die. And without the body, you also die. And so the three come together to make one being. God breathed his spirit into us, and we become a living being or soul. So yes, we are a soul. We are a living soul with thoughts, feelings, emotions. And what other species worships? Worships deities besides humans. Do animals do it? Well, in some way, we don't know. Because animals speak their own language, if you could call it that. They communicate with each other. But animals mainly act on instinct. Humans act on reason, which differentiates us from animals. Do animals have intelligence? Yes, they do. But what animals do you see building like houses? Or let's take ants, for example. Now, ants are very smart. They have workers, they have soldiers, and they have a queen. The queen's job is to basically have babies. The workers' jobs are to take care of the young as well as gather food. And the soldier's job is basically to defend the, the colony. So, yes, animals have intelligence, but animals also do not act out of morality per se. Like, take for instance a lion killing a gazelle. Lions, of course, are carnivores, and they're also predators. A gazelle is a herbivore and eats grass. So, is it wrong for a lion to kill a gazelle in order to eat? Well, animals do not have such concepts of right or wrong as the way humans have a differentiation between right and wrong. Animals act, again, as I say, act on instinct. Now, the difference is if a human takes the life of another human for no good reason, just to do it, just because they want to, that's called murder. Taking an innocent life, unjustified taking of life, is murder. Because one, it is unjustified, and two, It is wrong. Why is it wrong? Well, because humans are valuable. Why are humans valuable? Because we are made in the image of our Creator, God, and we are being conformed to His image, which means in some ways we will be like Him. So, yes, humans have value. And also, where did our laws come from? I mean, the laws that govern our universe. Who created them? Did they just poof from nothing? Did they evolve? Well, that doesn't make any sense because that's not how evolution works. Natural selection, that's not how natural selection works. If there even is such a thing. Laws require a law giver. Take gravity. Did gravity just evolve from nothing? No. Let's say you drop something to the ground from the sky, and we know what goes up must come down. So you toss an apple up into the sky, eventually it's going to come back down to the ground. Is that a coincidence? No. Because you toss the apple up into the air, it's going to come back to the ground all the time, which is how they came about gravity. And then we got the first and second law of thermodynamics. You know, that energy can't be created, but can only be transferred from one source to another. Well, yeah, the first and yeah, the first and second law of thermodynamics. I mean, that didn't create itself, and it didn't just poof from nothing. Who created those laws? They're not natural. It had to come from a mind. Let's say government. And how we are governed and how we live our lives. Governments and such did not come from nothing, they came from a mind. And God put those governments in charge of taking care of the rest of civilization. They didn't just come from nothing. And who heads over God? Nobody. Because God is over all. Christ is his son, and we are his creation, who eventually become sons because of what Christ did for us by taking on the sins of humanity and dying on a cross. Dead. 3 days, 3 nights, no existence. He did not exist. And then he was raised from the dead because death has no hold over him. And he ascended to heaven and is coming back. When he is coming back, we don't exactly know the day, but we have some semblance because of the season, as it was in the days of Noah. And what was going on in Noah's day? Well, there was violence everywhere. People were marrying and giving in marriage, and they were it's awful. So awful, in fact, that God decided to wipe them out and start over. Now, he didn't just automatically wipe them out, he gave them time to get into the ark and be saved. He basically warned them through Noah for 120 years. But what did they do? They mocked and they scoffed Noah and they made fun of him. And when the doors to that ark was closed, it was too late, and they all died. Wow. And we see that today as people mock believers and they mock God. It will not end well. There is no such thing as eternal torment, where you are sizzling in a fire pit for all eternity, for all time, just because you rejected God's offer. You will be punished, and it will be harsh. But in the end, you will learn the truth that Jesus Christ is indeed the Savior of all mankind, and that He, like I said, died for all of humanity, believers and unbelievers alike. They will all be saved. Each and every single human, each in their own order. Well, it was nice talking with you. It was nice having this conversation. And in the future, there will be many peoples coming together to live gloriously with God, our Father and Creator, forever. So, have a good day, all, and have a nice day.